Yo, boys, it's Dan. Welcome to the FA Cup fourth round. And we start today. Today being February the 6th, 2025. In 1958, if you haven't heard of the Busby Babes, and it is the 60-something, I think it's the 67th year of the famous Munich air disaster where the great Matt Busby and his team laid there. Here is a little short tribute to the Busby Babes.
One cold, bitter Thursday in Munich, Germany.
8 great football stalwarts conceded victory.
8 men will never play again who met destruction there.
The flowers of English football, the flowers of Manchester.
Matt Busby's boys were flying, returning from Belgrade.
This great united family, all masters of their trade.
The pilots of the aircraft and skipper Captain Fane.
3 times they tried to take off and twice turned back again.
The 3rd time down the runway, disaster followed close.
There was slush on the runway and the aircraft never rose.
Roger Byrne and Tommy Taylor, who were capped for England's side.
And Ireland's Billy Whelan and England's Jeff Bant died.
Mark Jones and Eddie Coleman and David Pegg also.
They all lost their lives as the plane ploughed through the snow.
And Big Duncan, he went too, with an injury to his brain.
And Ireland's brave Jack Blanchflower will never play again.
The great Matt Busby lay there,
the father of this team.
3 long months passed by before he saw his team again.
The trainer, coach and secretary and a member of the crew.
Also 8 sporting journalists who with United flew.
And one of them was Big Swifty, who we'll never ever forget.
The finest English keeper that ever graced the net.
England's finest football team. Its record, truly great.
Its proud successes marked by a cruel turn of fate.
8 men will never play again who met destruction there.
The flowers of English football.
The flowers of English football.
The flowers of English football.
The flowers of English football, the flowers of Manchester.
And boys, flowers of Manchester West. Boys, please go down in the comments and do it for me, please, boys. It would mean a lot. I'll try and get this out around the same time as the thing is. It's 3:05, so I might even try and get it out at 3:05 just to make it like on the dot, boys. So yeah, before we get into the Premier League FA Cup, here's this. Boys, if you want a discount on your energy, go and get my discount in the description. New Dan10 at checkout. Peace. Now, starting off with the Premier League, with the FA Cup, and a game on Friday night. There's also going to be a live reaction, is Manchester United versus Ruud van Nistelrooy. Happily, we start off in Manchester United, and now, if you haven't already known, Ruud van Nistelrooy will become first manager to manage 2 different teams, but to be at the same stadium in 2 different teams in 2 different dugouts in 1 season. It's a bit of a mouthful to say. Because he managed Manchester United before he went to Leicester as caretaker, managed at Old Trafford before. Leicester team 2 times to manage at Manchester United again. It's mental. Leicester beating Leicester City, who beat, I think they beat QPR emphatically, and Manchester United beat Arsenal with 10 men. We played 60 minutes. 90 minutes. About that, because we lost in the second half. About 60 minutes with 10 men. We won on penalties against Arsenal. Ayota Bayinda was the hero again. And he will probably be a huge factor playing this game of 2-0 to my beloved Manchester United boys. Now we move to Saturday. All the games I left now are going to be on Saturday. And starting off with Leeds United versus Millwall, an all-championship affair. Leeds came for a Yorkshire derby against Harrogate Town, and Millwall beat the last of the 2 non-remaining league teams in Dagenham and Redbridge. Now, as we know, Leeds are flying high in Championship. They are top by Championship by 2 points from Burnley and Sheffield United. But Sunderland aren't that far behind, and Millwall are around mid-table-ish. And I'm going to say in this one, it's going to be a close one of Leeds 2, Millwall 1. We now move to Leyton Orient of League 1 versus Premier League Man City. Now, Man City got past a tough Lancashire Manchester derby with Salford, and Leyton Orient beat League 1 Derby County. And I mean, if you're Leyton Orient, you would love to play City at Orient, because as we know, Man City's form is shit at the moment. You can't even string like 4 wins together. That's how hopeless they are at the moment, Man City. And I'm going to say in this game it will be a struggle. Man City will probably do it. 2-0 Man City. We now move to a Championship team who have bounced under new management in Coventry versus Premier League Ipswich. Now, yes, you've all heard that correctly. Frank Lampard has gone in there at Coventry, has taken them from basically the rounds of relegation threatened to being up there fighting for promotion. Well, for playoffs. Well, on the table, but he is doing a fantastic job there. An absolutely fantastic job. But against an Ipswich team who Coventry beat Sheffield Wednesday, and Ipswich Town beat League 2 Bristol Rovers. I mean, very easy to be fair. Ipswich need this win. They wanted to get back on track in their Premier League. They're going to get back on it anyway. 2-0 to Ipswich. But Coventry will give them a game. Now we move to Everton versus AFC Bournemouth. Both of them won the championship. Now, if you didn't hear what happened in EFL in the third round, I'll briefly explain it to you. Before their game on Thursday, Everton sacked Sean Dyche, and they had in caretaker charge former player Leighton Baines and club captain Seamus Coleman. Swiftly after that, they got in former manager and former town manager and manager David Moyes, who has done a sterling job there, has done an absolutely amazing job of that. But a Bournemouth team who are high flying in the league, and I'm going to say it's going to be AFC Bournemouth 3, Everton 2. It will be a very good game to watch. And they move to Championship Preston versus League 1 Wycombe Wanderers. Now, Wycombe have, Luton sacked Rob Edwards, but left by Richardson, and he has been replaced. And Matt Bloomfield, who was the Wycombe boss, has now moved to Luton Town, but they are now Wycombe have got manager now. But Wycombe beating Portsmouth of the Championship. That was a surprise of the Championship in round 3, and Preston North End beating Charlton, also in League One. But if there's a shock, it's going to go away with Wycombe, I think, to win it. Wycombe to win it 1-0. We now move to Southampton versus Burnley. Now, Southampton in round 3 just deposited Swansea in the former Russell Martin derby. Well, not anymore, but he was. Again, and Burnley dispatched Reading of League One. But will Burnley dispatch of bottom club Southampton, who they might pass up on the way to the Premier League? Because Burnley are looking good under Scott Parker. I'm going to say they will. 3-0 to Burnley. And for our first biggest shock, we now move to Stoke City versus Cardiff City. Now, both of these teams play in the Championship, and Stoke played against Sunderland and beat Sunderland. Surprising, doesn't know how they did that. And Cardiff City played down in Sheffield United, and they beat Sheffield United. What has happened? I mean, to be fair, Sheffield United are more probably focusing now on the league. When they're trying to get that back up automatically. But Stoke against this, I'm gonna go 2-1, but after extra time. Yes, we now move to League One. Wigan versus Fulham. Fulham dispatched Watford very comprehensively, and Wigan did dispatch of Wigan. I'm looking somewhere, but I can't find. Wigan dispatched League 2 Mansfield Town. Well, no, League 1 Mansfield now. Yes, League 1 Mansfield Town. And in this one, Fulham will win this easily, 3-0 to Fulham. Now you move to Birmingham City of Championship versus Newcastle United. Now, Newcastle, as Tom was saying this, could be in their second Carabao Cup final. They're playing Arsenal literally in 15 minutes as I'm filming this, but you know the result. Obviously, you would have seen the result because it's officially going up tomorrow on Thursday, on the communicated last day. And I am going to say in this one, Birmingham beating Lincoln and Newcastle comfortably beating easily. Well, I say easily. It wasn't that easy, but I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 win to Newcastle in this game. They move to an old Premier League affair in Brighton and Hove Albion versus Chelsea. Yes, Brighton beat Chelsea. Brighton have picked up some form, but so have Chelsea. Chelsea beat Morecambe easily, and Brighton and Hove Albion dismantled a batch of Championship Norwich. And I'm going to go in this game 2-1 again, but after extra time. We now move to Blackburn versus Wolves. But this game now is on Sunday. Blackburn dispatched their championship. Yep, their championship rivals, Middlesbrough. And Wolves dispatched of their other. Beat Liam Manning's Bristol City. And I am going to say it will be an easy win for Wolves of 3-0 to Wolves. We now move to Plymouth versus Premier League leaders Liverpool. Now, Plymouth beat, hold your horses here, Plymouth at Brentford Community Stadium beat Brentford by 1 goal to 0. And they've now got a home game in Devon against the Premier League leaders. Okay. If Plymouth win this could be the biggest shock we've ever seen. Bottom of the table in the Championship. Looking like they're going to go down. But I do think, it's Is there much discussion on this? Liverpool to win this, probably. 4-0 Liverpool, probably, but you never know. This is the FA Cup, and it is for shocks. We now move to an all Premier League affair, our last Premier League affair in Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Villa beat West Ham, and Spurs struggled past Tamworth. When I mean struggled, I mean struggled. I mean, they had to wait till the 100th minute to score one goal. Spurs, mate. You're playing Tamworth. How could you not score in normal time against Tamworth? To be fair, Tamworth had some... I watched the highlights of the game. Tamworth had the chances to score. Tamworth had the chances to win that game. I mean, but Villa, on the other hand, played against West Ham and comfortably won that game. They were behind, though, through a Lucas Paquetá goal. But I'm going to go with, in this game, Aston Villa 2, Spurs 1. We now move to the penultimate, which is both of these teams are home to Premier League outsets in Doncaster versus Crystal Palace. Now, Palace are good in the Prem. Doncaster are good in League 2. But I'm going to go 2-0 Crystal Palace. And we now move to Exeter City versus high-flying and out of expectation Nottingham Forest. Now, Forest are third in the Premier League and are playing some very good football against, and they dispatched of Luton in the third round, and they're playing some good stuff. So I'm going to go Nottingham Forest 4, Ipswich. Exeter 0, Nottingham Forest 4, and that will bring the FA Cup to an end. I will see you all on Friday for Manchester United versus Leicester in the FA Cup. Until then, boys, good bye.